Well, your dad also taught film classes over there?
He did, yeah. He taught English classes, and he taught philosophy classes, and he taught history of film.
And because when I heard you were also, as a child, you grew up to hearing film monitor's role?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, when I think of film when I was a kid, I think of two things, which is that I think of, before I'd even gone to see a movie in the theater, being in the auditorium of my school where my father would teach the film class, as he would project films, you know, on the screen. And I just remember hearing that there was whirring cameras. And I also remember that he taught a filmmaking class to seniors at the school. And so these kids would have to make these films. And this was before video, so these were on film. They were Super 8 films. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, these kids would do kind of horror movie spoofs or something really stupid. But God, I just remember feeling as a kid watching these movies, and you know, when you're a kid, you don't have the distinction that you're thinking, oh, this is just amateurish crap. You're like taking whatever movie you see is potentially on equal footing to you. Yeah. So I was watching these amateur movies, and I was so brought into a world by them. I was so spellbound by them. They were so potent, even though that they were all bad. There was this sense of somebody else's world and this intimacy and this homemade feeling, and the fakeness of the corn syrup blood, and the kids goofing off, and the spookiness of the fact that they were all silent, the lo-fi quality of it. It really affected me. You know, watching these movies projected on a wall. And also, my father used to take vacation films, you know, like a lot of families, and I remember him, you know, we were all of us sitting in the living room with the lights out and a picture taken off the wall, and vacation films projected on the wall.
Because, well, why I was talking about this, because I heard you also had plans maybe to do something in film.
I'd love to do something in film. It's been something I've always really wanted to do. Very humble and earnest desire that I have to be involved.
But why didn't you pursue it in the first place? Maybe doing some.
Well, I think that
because your dad didn't do it, and maybe because of his friend.
Well, maybe there was an echo of that in my brain, but also I think that I started to realize how much money film, you know, requires, and how much how hard it is for people to make it work, and you know. That's been borne out as I've known some filmmakers who they work years and years and years on a movie, and it takes thousands of dollars, and you know, then 9 times out of 10, or even like 99 times out of 100, the movie never comes out on a screen. It never gets any kind of distribution. It you know, probably wouldn't come out on DVD, and even if it did, you know, probably nobody would see it, or you know, you just. It would take, you know, all this time to make a movie, and then somebody on like an internet message board just goes like, "That's the worst piece of shit I ever saw." You know, the power that these message board people have is kind of terrifying when you think about it.
But for you, with music, it can be the same. The only difference is maybe, if I hear your story, that it takes less money to make music.
Well, I like to think of these songs maybe as. This is a little whimsical, but as kind of setting up a little movie screen in the back of your brain and projecting a little image on it.